Hello, and welcome to Easy English Chats. I'm Paul.
And I am Eva. Hi, everyone. It's so great to have you here with us today.
So, if you're new to the podcast, welcome. Easy English Chats is a show for people who are learning English. We just talk, normal conversation, everyday topics, and we try to keep it simple and fun.
Exactly. We don't use complicated words. We just chat, like two friends talking over a cup of coffee.
Which, by the way, I am doing right now. I have my coffee right here.
Of course you do. Paul always has coffee. Okay, so today's topic. Paul, do you want to say what we're talking about today?
Yes, today we are talking about our first jobs.
Oh, I love this topic.
Me too. So, your first job, the very first time you worked and someone paid you money. Maybe it was good, maybe it was terrible.
Maybe it was a little bit embarrassing.
Maybe. We're going to share our stories, and we want you to think about your first job too, because everyone has a first job story, right?
Right, and this is also really good for your English, because today you will hear a lot of words about work. Words like boss, salary, shift, colleague, things like that, all in context, so it's easy to understand.
Okay, let's get into it. Eva, you go first. What was your first job?
Okay, so my very first job, I was 16 years old and I worked in a cafe, a small coffee shop near my school.
Oh, nice. So you were a barista.
Well, I wanted to be a barista, but no, I was the person who cleaned the tables and washed the cups. Very glamorous.
The beginning of every great career.
Exactly, but honestly, I loved it. It was my first job. I was so excited. I remember my first day, I was so nervous. My hands were shaking.
Really? Why were you nervous?
I don't know. I think because I really wanted to do a good job. I wanted my boss to like me. I wanted to show that I was a good worker. You know that feeling?
Oh, totally. That feeling when you really want to impress someone?
Yes. And my boss, her name was Sandra, she was quite strict, very serious. She didn't smile very much.
Oh no, a strict boss on your first job? That's tough.
It was, but you know what? She was actually very fair. She had rules, and if you followed the rules, everything was fine. I think I learned a lot from her about being organized and professional.
That's actually a great lesson from a first job. Some people are lucky, some people aren't so lucky with their first boss.
What about you? What was your first job?
So, my first job, I was 15 and I had a paper round.
A paper round. That is so classic.
It is so classic, I know. So for anyone who doesn't know, a paper round means you deliver newspapers to people's houses every morning, very early.
How early?
6 in the morning.
6 o'clock? Every day?
Every day, 7 days a week.
Paul, that is commitment.
I didn't really understand that when I was 15. I just wanted money. But yes, I had to wake up at 5:30, ride my bicycle, and put newspapers through people's letterboxes. Rain, sun, cold, every day.
Okay, so what was the hardest part? The early mornings?
Honestly, it was the dogs.
The dogs?
So many dogs. You put your hand through the letterbox to push the newspaper in, and sometimes, snap, a dog on the other side bites your fingers.
Oh no. Did that happen to you?
It happened 3 times. 3 times. I still remember house number 42. That dog was evil.
Poor Paul. Okay, so what was your boss like? Did you even have a boss?
Yes, I had a manager at the newsagent's shop, the shop where I picked up the papers every morning. His name was Derek, and Derek was, how do I say this nicely? He was not a morning person.
But he worked at 6 in the morning.
Every day, and he was grumpy every single morning. Never said good morning, never smiled, just handed you the bag of newspapers and pointed at the door.
Amazing. So Sandra was strict but fair, and Derek was just grumpy.
Just grumpy. But, and this is interesting, one time I was sick, really sick. I had a bad cold and a fever, and I called Derek to say I couldn't come in. And he said, and I never forgot this, he said, "Okay, son, rest up. The newspapers can wait."
Aw, so he had a soft side.
He did. He just hid it very well.
I think a lot of people are like that. Tough on the outside, kind on the inside.
Exactly. Okay, first paycheck. Eva, what did you do with your first paycheck?
Oh, I remember this so clearly. I was so proud of that money because I earned it. I worked for it. So I decided I'm going to save it. I'm going to be very responsible.
Very mature, Eva.
Thank you. And then I walked past a shoe shop on the way home and spent it all on a pair of boots.
There it is, the real story.
I couldn't help it. They were beautiful boots. And I remember thinking, this feels amazing because I bought these with my money I earned myself. That was a really good feeling.
That feeling is so special, isn't it? Like, your parents can buy you things, which is great. But when you buy something with money you worked for, it's different.
It's completely different. You feel independent, like a real adult.
Yes, and then you go home and your mom makes your dinner and you remember you're still 15.
Exactly. So what about you? What did you spend your first paycheck on?
Okay, so I remember my first paycheck was, I think it was about 25 pounds, which is not a lot. But back then, to me, it felt like $1 million.
Of course.
And I went straight to the music shop and I bought 2 CDs. Do you remember CDs?
Yes, of course I remember CDs. I'm not that young.
I bought 2 CDs and I remember sitting in my room listening to them and thinking, I am the richest person in the world.
That is so lovely. Okay, so we have to talk about the awkward moments because every first job has at least one very awkward moment.
Oh yes, we promised the listeners the good, the bad, and the awkward.
Okay, I'll go first. My most awkward moment. Okay, so in the cafe, I was clearing tables one day, and I picked up a cup, and I thought it was empty. It was not empty.
Oh no.
I tipped the cup over, and cold coffee went all over a customer's jacket. A white jacket.
Eva, no.
I wanted to disappear. I was so embarrassed. My face went completely red. And I kept saying, sorry, and the customer was actually very nice about it. But Sandra, my boss, she was standing right there, watching the whole thing.
What did Sandra say?
She didn't say anything at the time. She just looked at me. You know that look, where someone doesn't say a word, but you know exactly what they're thinking.
The silent disappointment? That's worse than shouting.
So much worse. And then later, very quietly, she said to me, always check before you lift. That was it. Just that. And I never forgot it.
Great advice. Okay, my awkward moment. So, you know how I said I pushed the newspapers through the letterbox? One morning, I pushed the newspaper through, and on the other side, instead of a dog, there was a person.
What do you mean, a person?
So someone was bending down right on the other side of the letterbox, picking up their post from the floor, and I pushed the newspaper through and hit them directly in the face.
Oh my goodness.
I heard this loud ow from inside the house, and I got on my bicycle and I cycled away as fast as I could.
You ran away?
I panicked. I was 15. I didn't know what to do. And for weeks after that, every time I delivered to that house, I just pushed the newspaper through very slowly and very carefully.
Did you ever find out who it was?
No, and I decided it was better that way.
Sometimes ignorance is bliss.
Exactly. Okay, last question. What did your first job teach you? Like one important lesson?
I think mine is show up and do your best, even when the job is small. Cleaning tables is not exciting, but if you do it well, people notice. And I think that's true in any job.
I love that. Mine is be reliable. Turn up on time, do what you said you would do. Derek never said that to me directly, but seeing how annoyed he got when things weren't ready taught me people depend on you when you have a job. Even a small job matters.
That's such a good one. Being reliable is so important.
And don't push newspapers too fast.
And definitely don't push newspapers too fast.
Okay, I think that's a great place to stop for today. That was so much fun.
It really was. I love talking about this stuff, and I hope you enjoyed listening too.
So, we have a little challenge for you. Think about your first job. Or maybe you have a parent, a grandparent, a friend. Ask them about their first job. It's a great conversation to have, and it's a great way to practice your English.
Yes, and some really useful words from today's episode. Remember, we used boss, colleague, shift, paycheck, salary, reliable, professional, customer, earn. All really good words to know.
Perfect for talking about work in English.
Thank you so much for listening to Easy English Chats. It really means a lot to us that you're here.
It does. And we will be back very soon with another episode. We have some great topics coming up, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it.
Until next time, keep listening, keep practicing, and keep chatting.
See you next time, everyone. Bye.
Bye!